But Jason, recently in your, especially in your last video, you're talking about home prices slowing. Are we seeing prices finally slowing, and are buyers actually get back in this market? What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, so I'm personally seeing more active listings, right? So ever since the July 4th weekend, ever since the holiday was over. I mean, the week before that was like just a lack of inventory that hit the market. But I personally saw a lot of inventory hit the market after the July 4th weekend. And so in that video, I posted about an article by Realtor.com that showed how home price growth was accelerating greatly earlier this year, but it's not accelerating at the same rate. It's actually slowing. And same goes for inventory. I think we're down nationally, we're down like 50% earlier this year, right, in inventory. And now it's like 39%. So it's still not a buyer's market by any means, but we're still getting closer to some normalcy. And I think that what we're seeing right now is a typical seasonal slowing is what we're seeing right now. At least that's what the short-term data tells us right now.
Yeah, and that's the one thing it's really hard to tell. I mean, if we went back to March of last year, everyone would have said the market was going to crash by June. And then June came around, it's like, okay, people are buying. And then every time we get more short-term data, things change, and it's really hard to look out, into next year. But what a lot of people are saying right now is that this is an indication we're in a bubble. The bubble's about to pop. The crash is coming. What are your overall thoughts on this whole mentality that the market's about to crash based on what little data we have right now?
Yeah, I think that people are really quick to pull one part of data and say, hey, home sales have been going down, therefore the housing market's going to be crashing. That, data can change on a monthly and weekly basis, right? And so I'm personally not seeing anything that suggests that we're going to be heading towards a housing market crash. If we had a giant uptick of housing inventory and interest rates were increasing greatly, then holy cow, let's hold on to let's weather the storms here to come. But I'm not seeing that, and we're not going to have interest rates increase greatly this year. The Fed has stated that they're not going to be increasing the federal funds rate anytime soon. And then housing inventory has not been increasing at great levels. A lot of people are talking about forbearances being like, the forbearances, people are like, what was it, like 4.7 million people were in forbearance in May of last year. And, look what happened. Now we only have less than 2 million people. There's all these options for people ending their forbearance. So long story short, I don't see anything that's telling me, hey, we're really in for some sort of crash to come here. We're seeing some more normalcy. But what do you guys think? That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I was going to kick it to these guys. Well, Kevin's doing Instagram over there. We'll get.
How did you know?
Give him the floor.
How did you know? I was going to show everybody that we're live.
Oh man.
I think at the start of the pandemic, obviously there was so much uncertainty, and then we saw a lot of aggressive purchases happening, lower inventory, all that sort of thing. We're still seeing issues with labor. I think that's a consideration, right? A factor for our low inventory. There was one of the videos that you put in, and I know this is kind of like a sidebar. One of those videos that you put out, 40-year mortgage. I really like that idea. I mean, I don't like that idea, but I was really interested in that thought, because they did that same thing in the car industry, because you used to get car loans for, 3 years, 4 years. And then they started doing 5, 6 years, 6-year loans. I was like, who would ever buy it? But, if you need to be able to afford the payment, then you make it work. And with such low cost of borrowing money right now, it might not be the wrong idea for the right people. So I think that's a really interesting video that you put out there, and something.
Yeah, thank you. One thing I should mention about that, it's not for home purchases, right? So it's only for loan modifications, people in forbearance looking for options about how to pay back. So that's really helping those people out who enter in forbearance and then can't afford what their payment used to be when they were prior to forbearance. And so some of them are doing a loan modification, increasing the term to 40 years. Which obviously decreases your payment and then keeps people in their houses and decreases foreclosures.
What's happening to their interest rate when they do that?
Good question. So I really actually don't know. And I know they either would increase the term and or decrease the rate, or one of the other. So I'm not sure. I just know that it decreases their monthly payment.
So, but it's
unless you guys know,
to curb the the worry of the forbearance.
Yeah, and then potential foreclosures that could arise from that, really, right? Yeah.
Yep. Which is every time you hear the word crash, that's what people are expecting. They're expecting foreclosures and all that sort of stuff, but you're not getting that. There are a lot of alternative solutions that are taking place right now that people didn't anticipate. We can get creative when we need to as a country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then there's so many options if you have a federally backed mortgage, or so many options of paying back all your missed payments, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can, like most people, just add it to the back end of the loan, keep their mortgage payment the same, and then it just decreases the time that you have your loan. Simple as that.
And that's the biggest thing, I think, why a lot of people thought the market was going to crash at the end of last year, is that forbearance was only 3 months, and then it got kicked longer and longer. And so now that we're at people remodifying to a 40-year loan, I mean, why not? And plus, obviously we've all made this point several times, because prices have increased so much. Even if you are in forbearance, like, okay, what's the worst that happens? You just put your house on the market and actually make money. I mean, think about it. If you would have bought your house in 2020, the beginning of 2020, especially in Circle C, my neighborhood, 50% increase from Q1 2020 to Q1 2021.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So let's say you didn't make it a payment at all. Let's say you made first 2 months payment, March came around, and now you've been on forbearance for an entire year. Put your house on the market, 50% increase. You're going to take those fees out, but you're still going to make $150,000, right?
Yeah.
Which is insane. So for not making a payment all year, you could still make money on selling your home. Thanks for watching this short of the REALMigos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.